Hey, what's good, everybody? The Who Dat Nation. Guess what? It's the one and only Who Dat Davis here for you. And if you don't know, you will know that over here we bleed black and gold until we are dead and cold. And thank y'all for checking out today's video. As always, a special shout out to every single person who checks out my content on a regular basis, whether it be CB, whether it be Carly, whether it be WD, or TJ Jones, or Jerry Poor, or Ghostface, or Damian Green, Damian Parker, or Rose City. It doesn't matter. You guys make this channel what it is. You guys are hitting that subscribe button. We are currently sitting at 1.16K. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and see how far we can get. If we can get 1.5 by the end of the year, that'll be absolutely insane. And at this pace we're going at, it could very well be within our grasp. So please continue hitting that subscribe button and continue hitting that share button so I can talk shop with your fellow Saints fans, your fellow football fans, or sports fans just in general. We are currently saving up to get a new camera and a new microphone. I might have them both set up right here, or I might have them both set up respectively on either side of my desk. Doesn't matter. Either way, your boy is saving up to get these type of things set up so I can put out more quality content and be a little more professional looking, and really it'll just be helpful, you know, more quality videos, smoother graphics, that type of stuff. So you guys want to donate to that cause, my Cash App is down in the description below. You can donate anywhere from $100 to $1,000 even, doesn't matter. Or you can donate so much as a penny, right? So much as a penny, it can go a long way to really helping me reach my goal of getting a new camera and microphone. Or you don't even have to donate at all, right? You can always just continue what you're doing right now, checking out the video, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting down in the comment section. It helps out the YouTube algorithm so my stuff can show up on everybody else's news feeds or search bars when they go to search Saints content, right? So you guys can support that way, and I'm very fortunate that you guys do that. With all that being said, let's officially talk about what we need to get into, and that is first addressing a comment that I got in one of my inboxes on Facebook talking about how I've always highlighted the good and more optimistic traits of the New Orleans Saints. You don't really talk about the bad or the concerning parts, and honestly that's a fair take, right? I'm always open to that kind of constructive criticism. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the areas of concerns for the New Orleans Saints offensively, defensively, special teams wise, a little bit of special teams, and then we're going to close out our final thoughts on Sean Payton as he's going into the 2021 season. It is time to officially get down with the breakdown. Let's go.
To the outside in a direct snap to Kamara, now Winston, now Traquan Smith. Flag is down. Smith is into the end zone for a touchdown. But a flag came out early.
Starting with the New Orleans Saints offense, Sean Payton is in a really interesting situation, and Jameis Winston on top of that. We have not seen Sean Payton without Drew Brees. This is a first look at him and seeing if he's more, if he is to take more credit for the Drew Brees success, or is Drew Brees the one that made Sean Payton a success? We know those two go hand in hand, kind of like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. We know officially Tom Brady is having more success than Bill Belichick when Bill Belichick suffered his first losing season without Tom Brady, and Tom Brady literally just won a whole Super Bowl. Sean Payton is in that similar boat. It's time to see what Sean Payton can really do with an offense that is poised to have a more explosive look, explosive feel. But the area of concerns are with, you know, the production at the wide receiver position. We've talked about Traquan Smith potentially having a breakout year. We've talked about Marquez Callaway also having a potential breakout year, Deontay Harris, but the fact of the matter is those guys are unproven. Michael Thomas is still the only proven receiver in this whole receiving core. They brought in Jalen McCleskey, they brought in Kawan Baker. They're still trying to find that number 2, that number 3 guy to go opposite of Michael Thomas and give these Saints some more looks, right? They've also got some concerns at the tight end position. We still don't know officially if Adam Trautman is poised to really lead the tight end locker room after only one season, where it's been predominantly Jared Cook for the last 2 seasons before he was officially let go to walk through free agency and sign with the Los Angeles Chargers. There is too much area of concern for this receiving group as a whole, from wide receiver to tight end. We know Juwan Johnson is supposed to be transitioning over to tight end, but he's also unproven there. He's played wide receiver from his time in Oregon. We've seen Nick Van Nett, he's more of a run blocker than really a pass catcher from his time in Seattle all the way to his time in Denver. My concern right now is, can these guys stay healthy on top of that? That's the reason number 2. Can they stay healthy? Deontay Harris has been nicked up here and there. Traquan Smith can't seem to stay on the field. Marquez Callaway, even though he's shown promise as an undrafted receiver, he's been nicked up last year during his rookie campaign. The best ability is durability for this receiving core, and if they can't do that, then the Saints are going to be in trouble even before week 6 even hits. If someone big like Traquan Smith goes down and Marquez Callaway gets injured during the game like he did initially against the Carolina Panthers. Excuse me, I literally just dropped my pencil. But no, seriously guys, this is a big concern for the New Orleans Saints. The running back room is still not an area of concern that I'm really focusing on, but the offensive line, there is some questions here and there, whereas what is going to be the look of right guard Cesar Ruiz? He was supposed to be transitioning to center coming out of Michigan, and Eric McCoy was supposed to be moved over to right guard, but Cesar Ruiz suffered an ankle injury during training camp, and he missed out on some valuable reps during that time frame, and it set everything back. And now Cesar Ruiz is focusing on playing just the guard position, where he really has to shift his weight, shift his stance, and all this stuff. The fundamentals are different than playing center, and honestly that's good for Eric McCoy because he's a top 10 center in the NFL. Argue with the wall, I don't care. But Cesar Ruiz has a lot of looks on him as a first round prospect. And I gave him a pass, honestly. I gave him a pass last year because he's coming into a system where he's forced to play right guard. He's never played right guard consistently. He's always played center during his time in Michigan. He was really good at it. So that whole transition is going to be a little rough. Hopefully Cesar Ruiz takes a big leap this year. He's been practicing, like I said, during the offseason as a starting right guard. Let's see. Andrews Pete, man, we already know what Andrews Pete is. He could be off and on. Another area of concern is the 2 tackles, right? The 2 tackles, Ryan Ramczyk and Teron Armstead. One of these guys is going to be let go. One of these guys is going to be let go because you can't really keep both of them on. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I want to keep them both. They are the best duo tackles in the NFL. It has been proven. You can't find another dual tackle in the NFL. If you do, let me know in the comment section. I will happily debate you. But one of these guys is predominantly going to be let go, whether it be next off season or whatever. It doesn't matter. One of these guys, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm really hoping I'm wrong here, guys. But that's for longevity terms. Right now, I'm not too concerned about that. I'm more concerned about Cesar Ruiz and Andrews Pete. These guards, can they really step up? And can Andrews Pete really earn that extension? Can he show that he was worth that extension? Not just in the run blocking game, because his run blocking is fine. It's his pass protection. Can he show that he was worth that large extension? I really hope so. Let's go ahead and get right into the defense.
Bridgewater, end zone, underthrown ball, and Grant Haley is there for his first career pick in his New Orleans debut. End zone interception thrown by Bridgewater. And this time, first game in a New Orleans uniform, Haley takes it away.
The New Orleans Saints defense has a lot of questions, starting with the defensive lineman for the New Orleans Saints. With the loss of Malcolm Brown, a really good run stopper, he was a big contributor to why the New Orleans Saints had previously the longest active streak in the NFL for run stopping efficiency. holding guys to less than 3.5, 3.6 yards per game. Malcolm Brown is now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You've lost Sheldon Rankins, your predominant pass rusher, to go alongside David Onyemata. He's now with the New York Jets. And now you have to rely on guys like Shy Tuttle to step up. He's giving you flashes of what he can do, but can he really pull it together and have a consistent high motor of play? Now you have Malcolm Roach, an undrafted defensive tackle coming out of the University of Texas. He's a good run stopper. He's done so during his collegiate career, but can he maintain that consistency? He's got a really short wingspan, but he's got good short area bursts. He's very physical and violent at the point of attack. He can get in the backfield. He can hit you with a tackle for loss. Not so much in a passing range and not much in a pass rush, but that's an area of concern also with Malcolm Roach. Can he really step up? You also got Josiah Bronson and a recently signed undrafted defensive tackle out of Washington. He may get some looks. He was a really high-end look for a lot of teams during this offseason, during the season's post-undrafted rookie pool. The Saints managed to get him. Thankfully, that's a lot of depth back there. And you know, David Onyemata is now officially leading the room. He had a breakout year last year, and honestly, I don't think we've seen the best out of David Onyemata just yet. Now we're going into the linebackers. The linebackers are honestly, I think they're the second biggest area of concern for the New Orleans Saints. The linebacker room for the New Orleans Saints, it composes of Demario Davis, the leader, Zach Bond, Pete Werner, Payton Ellis, Chase Hansen. Honestly, I believe Pete Werner is going to really slide in there alongside Demario Davis because he has the experience playing the will, and you need somebody with experience to really have an easy transition. Now with a full offseason, a proper offseason, Pete Werner is in a better position than Zach Bond was, who now is poised to be competing with Pete Werner for that starting will linebacker position. Now, yes, Zach Bond is fast, he's athletic, but can he show that he can be a will linebacker caliber player coming from a system in Wisconsin where he was a Sam, that outside linebacker, that 3-4, that edge rusher, just like Shaquille Barrett and Khalil Mack? And that is a fair question. Then you have depth behind them. That's also an area of concern from Payton Ellis, who haven't seen much out of him yet, and then Chase Hansen. I mean, haven't seen much of Chase Hansen at all outside of special teams. So if, let's say, Pete Werner has his first major injury in his rookie year and Zach Bond can't really be reliable, you have to rely on guys like, like a Chase Hansen, like a Payton Ellis. If you don't bring back Quan Alexander, who I'm still hoping they bring back. Quan Alexander has been working out. Still, he's looking incredible. Post Achilles tear, and he's still working on his Saints gear. Yes, I'm still seeing him working on Saints gear, but for right now, without a Quan Alexander on the team, this is an area of concern, not only from a starting position, from a depth position. Now, the biggest area of concern for the Saints defensively is the secondary, mainly because that CB2, that number 2 corner, Paulson Adebo, is a really smart guy. He has high IQ. The Saints are asking him to not only play corner, but also play nickel. That really shows you how high they are on him, but he still has to prove himself on top of that. He sat out a whole year because of COVID issues, COVID concerns. I won't say issues, but it is COVID concerns. He's, I don't know. And honestly, I think he's going to be fine, but like I said, he still has to prove himself. And now CB2s are really that make or break for a lot of different looks, whether it be a third down situation or a red zone situation. That CB2 is going to be looked at because mainly the Saints are pretty good at taking away that first read. Sometimes that first read, the second read, that Paulson Adebo look. If they go into free agency, they still have like Nelson out there. They still have Richard Sherman out there. If they can bag one of them, they now have officially $6 million in cap space, and they can sign a veteran. Then they'd be good for a year, and maybe Paulson Adebo can really slip in there on some plays. But other than that, that's where I'm at with the Saints secondary. That number 2 spot is a pretty big hole that it needs to be filled, coming from losing Janoris Jenkins, who really solidified himself as a top 10 cornerback duo with Marshawn Lattimore in the league last year. Now with special teams, I'm not too worried about special teams all that much because special teams is one of the Saints' best of traits, even when they were pretty terrible during the 2013 to 2016 stretch. The special teams was something I've never really concerned myself with. Now we're going to close our final thoughts with Sean Payton going into this year. Is Sean Payton going to really solidify himself as a top 10, top 5 coach in the NFL? I believe that's a question of concern for Sean Payton. Just like Bill Belichick, he really fumbled the bag because of the fact that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl and he had to sit at home because of the playoffs. Well, during the playoffs, I should say. Sean Payton is now in that same boat. This is his Bill Belichick moment. He has to show that he was just as much of a factor in the success with Drew Brees as Drew Brees was a success with Sean Payton. He has to show that he is a real quarterback whisperer, better than Bruce Arians. For some reason, he's been labeled as a quarterback whisperer for whatever reason, but he really has to show that it is still his division to lose. And that is a fair question going into things. My final thoughts altogether, look, offensively, while the quarterback position is a big area of concern, let's look at what Jameis Winston brings with the New Orleans Saints, right? Jameis Winston has come into the league. He has been 33.3% from the intermediate rate since 2016. That ranks first in the NFL. He's still first in the NFL in air yards per attempt with 10.6 yards. Still first in the NFL. He is ranked third in the NFL when it comes to tight window rates. You know, threading the needle, fitting in the tight windows. Jameis Winston sits at 19.7. The pass to sticks, that's efficiency, right? We've seen it with Drew Brees over the last 3 to 4 seasons. Drew Brees in that pass to sticks, the third down Jameis Winston sits at 63.1%. That ranks first in the NFL. I believe Jameis Winston is going to be just fine in a run efficiency offense. And what about the pass success rate? You know what? Let's go ahead and look at that. That's fair. The pass success rate, the passing rate for Jameis Winston at 47.3%, which ranks top 10, number 6 in the NFL. Overall, Jameis Winston is coming into a very unique situation. He's going to show that he can really be a viable starter. If he doesn't, then it's potentially a career backup, just like Teddy Bridgewater, who's now in Denver. Jameis Winston, this is your time to shine. This is your moment to lose. Don't mess it up. Defensively, Demario Davis is going to get that linebacker room straight. He is one of the best, if not the very best, middle linebacker in the NFL. You can argue Fred Warner, you can argue Bobby Wagner. I don't care. That's my thoughts, and maybe it's biased, but whatever. Demario Davis not getting talked about enough. The Saints secondary, Malcolm Jenkins is still there. Marshawn Lattimore, we still haven't heard that Marshawn Lattimore is going to be suspended yet, but if he does get suspended, look for Paulson Adebo to definitely be a day one starter if they don't sign a veteran corner. Special teams, not worried about it. Sean Payton, like I said, his to lose. But that's it. That's all from your boy right here from the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast. Let me know in the comment section what you think is an area of concern for the New Orleans Saints. If there's something I've missed, or if there's something you want to highlight, there's something you agree with, something you disagree with, I'm open to debates. I'm open to just having a fun conversation. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, it's Black and Gold. Until we dead and cold, I'll holler at y'all next time.
Listen, man, the word is unstoppable. The word is unstoppable. You are unstoppable. You know why? Because you've been equipped. Look inside. You've been equipped with everything you need to be the force you need. I am unstoppable. Why? I'm around you. I can guarantee you. These angels in here tonight.